Today we're making some chocolate pudding. It says cornstarch. That's just because you can make different flavors, so you can substitute like vanilla, different things like that. So it's kind of a customizable recipe. We have a third of a cup of sugar, but we're making 3 batches of it so we can fill this pot. So we're going to make it a whole cup of sugar. It's 9 tablespoons of cornstarch. And then we're going to be using 3 pinches of salt and 9 tablespoons of cocoa. And then we're going to, So let's grab some sugar. And now you want to add your dry ingredients first, because if you don't, it's just going to turn out weird. It's going to congeal a little more, and you don't want that. So let's quick get the rest of this in here real quick. Second cup of sugar going in. This is not a very healthy recipe, but then again, it's all right because you don't want it to be. Because you wouldn't be making chocolate pudding if you didn't want to be healthy. And last but not least, our third cup of sugar. Looks great so far. Now that the sugar's out of the way, we can get our 9 tablespoons of cornstarch. This cornstarch looks like flour, but I guarantee you it's not. That would be unideal, as they say. 9 tablespoons of cornstarch, and a little bit of a mess later. We will now go on to the 9 tablespoons of cocoa, which is this. We have regular baking cocoa. It just works a lot better than chocolate chips, anything else you might get. 3 tablespoons, or 1 if you're just making a regular recipe. Like I've stated, this is a threefold recipe. We're doing it, making 3 batches at once. Now for my personal favorite part, the cocoa powder. So we want 9 tablespoons of this. Try not putting in milk. 1. You can also, like I said, you can use vanilla. 2. But you want to be careful depending on what type of vanilla you use. You can also use banana, stuff like that. Anything really, anything goes. Because this is a multi-purpose cornstarch pudding. It's just the base. There's a salt. Just using regular salt here. Also, we're making the world's tallest ingredient mountain that I've seen in a while. And it looks pretty cool. Together before you put the milk in, because if you don't, it's set the oven to low. We're going to do this over low heat to make it a little better. You want to cook it slow so everything has time and chance to combine. I'm going to set this on the burner. Probably don't need that big, so I'll switch to the other side, which is the small element. Still on low, and we're going to slowly add the milk as we stir it in. Together, we're just going to stir and stir. Make sure we're scraping everything. We want to really get the bottom, all the good stuff. And it's going to take about 5 minutes, something like that, depending on how fast you stir, how high you have the milk. If you see, you want to scrape the bottom of the pot and make sure there's nothing left over. It's going to look like chocolate milk right now, but as soon as it starts boiling, and you might be able to see it, but it's also going to start smoking a little bit as it starts to boil. Careful with your temperature here. You don't want to scorch it, because then it's going to taste awful. And burnt / scorched chocolate pudding does not taste good, I can say. Actually, temperature-wise, you want it about a 2 to start off with, and then you can put it up to 4, and then turn it back down to 3 after a while, just to kind of feel the thickness of the chocolate pudding. It's moving out less, it's becoming more thick. Just make sure you keep on stirring it, because if you don't, it's foggy. If you don't, it's going to set a lot faster than you want it to. It's not going to cook right, and all of that. So you can tell it's smoky. Yep, it's going to turn out pretty well. If it doesn't get eaten all right away, and you don't want a skin to form on it, you can put it in the refrigerator with saran wrap over the top of it, kind of like a lid, and it keeps it from forming a skin on the top, kind of like what it's doing right now. You see that dark spot right there? That's skin. And yeah, that's how you make homemade chocolate pudding, comfort of your home, easily and quickly. Took me about 15 minutes to get to this point, if that. So I'll see you guys in the next episode. Have a good day, and for the three batch, you want to add a tablespoon of vanilla extract. I have imitation vanilla extract, but it all works the same. You want to put in after it kind of lumps up like this, so that the vanilla doesn't cook as much into the chocolate pudding, because then it's going to taste like vanilla, and you don't want that. Normally it would just be 1 teaspoon of vanilla, but 3 teaspoons equals 1 tablespoon. And that's what it's going to look like when you get done. You're going to want it set for a little bit off of the burner. And congratulations.